I'm rocking the merch, man. We got the Crowded Barrel beanie, Whiskey Tread t-shirt.
Just because you don't shop.
Yeah, Mr. Black t-shirt. You do realize how much
shop?
You screwed me with the black t-shirt. You do know this.
Because I can't merch anything?
No.
Why?
I can never wear a black t-shirt.
Oh, yeah. No, oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like the one go-to, always looks good, can't do it.
Yep.
You didn't think about that, did you?
No, I did not. Still not thinking about it. Yeah.
Welcome to the Whiskey Vault.
I'm Daniel.
I am Rex. We got
I think the
whiskey
show
up
should
here.
start with Rex complaining about how I screwed him with the black
You did know you
shirts.
really screwed me. You know how many black t-shirts I own?
Well, probably several.
No, I don't own anything. But you know how many I would own?
Oh, that's off the table. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. You've had a lifetime of, you've had 30 odd years of opportunity. You can't blame that on me.
Fine. I'm wearing a black t-shirt.
Do it.
And
make it a V-neck.
And eventually I'm going to be shaving my head bald.
Do it.
This is what's going to happen. We're going to be bald assholes with beards wearing black V-neck t-shirts.
Hey, I got a small problem. Jesus, you having a seizure over there?
That's how much I can't even.
You just can't
even. That's how much.
Okay, so here's the thing.
You left this. They're not there anymore.
I left my pocket knife somewhere. I thought it was in here. You don't have a pocket knife, do you?
Well, I got like a tool.
All right. Cork. So this is Rare Whiskey Friday.
It is.
So what happens on Rare Whiskey Friday, Rex?
Still doing a shot.
Yeah, we're not done yet.
Rare Whiskey Friday, we're going to go through and give first impressions on several different whiskeys. These aren't necessarily large brands. Sometimes they are. More often than not, these are going to be your smaller craft distilleries without a lot of distribution. If you should be so lucky as to live in a place where you can get your hands on one of these whiskeys, you're welcome for the review, and thank you to the magnificent bastards that sent the whiskey.
I'm almost
I beat you. I was trying to beat you so you could cut to an awkward moment of you still fidgeting with this.
I'm not fidgeting. I'm having to slice through the... Look at that. Finally did it. Having to slice through the freaking wax with a freaking corkscrew because
Daniel
they didn't
he already hates the
I'm
whiskey.
already pissed off. So this is from Rosenbalm.
I haven't even tasted. This is garbage whiskey.
This is magnificent bastard. Rosenbalm sent us these 4 bottles of whiskey.
Rosenbalm, you magnificent bastard.
Now he sent more than that with his friend Carmen Keller.
Okay.
But I'm going to review Carmen's later.
Okay.
We're going to add that to a different Friday or a different episode.
Yes.
This wax is insane. So these are all Indiana whiskeys.
So MGP or just Indiana?
No, actual Indiana whiskeys. And I'll explain because you're going to remember this conversation.
Okay.
But first we're going to start with Bucket List.
Oh, it's a good whiskey.
So what it is it's a brewery. It's a brewery, Rex. It's a brewery whose friend was diagnosed with cancer.
Right. How are you going to do that to me?
No, I did that totally on purpose.
How are you going to do that?
I totally did it on purpose.
Around,
I waited until
you throw down the C word.
I waited until you were in the most ridiculous pose, and then I threw down.
That sucks, man.
Anyway, they decided, let's make the most amazing rye sipping whiskey that man could ever make.
Okay.
And he made it in honor of his friend. The brewery is called Danny Boy Brewery, and now they're Danny Boy Distilling. They make this rye whiskey. Mm-hmm. This is batch 1, barrel 1, bottle 106.
Right on. Definitely got a big old thick body on that. It's a thick boy.
Good.
Thick and...
Whoa, that's hefty.
Yeah.
There's a sweet mustiness behind that rye that's almost sickly sweet, but it's not sugar.
I'm saying it's a honey. I'm saying it's a dark honey.
If it is a honey, it's a honey with funk.
I would say honey, and then the funk is more of like a plant-based funk.
Yeah, and then
not quite herbal.
Then it transitions into all of the spicy rye notes that you expect in a rye.
And then I get like a nice little thread of, I think that's an oak. I think it's an oak in there. It's nice. Is that pot? It has to be pot still. Is this pot still?
I don't know, actually.
I'm getting
They don't give a lot of information, and it's only 1 year old.
I'm getting
at least 1 year old.
A lot of character and body out of that. What was the proof?
45.
Man,
I'm
thinking that proof to
gotta
have
be
that
pot
much
still.
density to those flavors, it feels like it's a pot still whiskey on the nose. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like that tea quality in there.
On the taste, all the sugar is pushed to the outside edges.
Yeah.
And what fills the middle is all the baking spices
Yep.
and then this dry tannic wood note.
Yeah.
And they feel like they're on opposite sides of the spectrum. Like in the up high is the spices, and slightly to the bottom is the tannins, and then pushed to the outside is the sugar, and in the middle it's hollow.
It's hollow?
There's a hollow middle.
No, you said hollow in there?
Yeah, taste this, and there's this
Not tasted. You said hollow?
weird round hole in the middle. I can't.
Hold on.
Like the middle palate just isn't there.
My hole's filled in.
It's not thin though. That's what's weird. It's not a thin whiskey. It's just it's almost like minty in the middle. Like the mint has the lift while everything else is heading out. This mint is pulling in. So it creates this weird sensation of this hole in the middle of the palate.
I'm not getting, were you too abstract? Too abstract.
No, this is unique.
Too abstract.
It's mint.
Oh.
That's what's doing it for me.
You know what?
There's a minty note in the middle of this thing.
We're on different wavelengths with this one. Because I'm finishing with like this cherry note that's nice.
No, it's there.
Okay.
I agree. But there's like the core.
Are you well,
every time I inhale.
Are you chasing the unique bits before we've given?
No, it's dominating. That
It's dominating.
middle core
Okay.
has turned into this minty finish that I can feel the coolness on my tongue. Like when you inhale after having a breath mint and it feels cold. Mm-hmm. If you circle your tongue and then draw air through, it feels cool, like mint.
So baking spices for days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's in the top. That's
Yeah.
living all over the top of this thing.
Yeah.
A little bit of a barrel
Lots of
tannin in the bottom.
Yep. Baking spices and barrel tannin. And then the
Don't take a sip. Just sit with it for a second. Circle your mouth and inhale over your tongue, and it cools down your tongue.
It's cooling, Daniel.
That is bizarre, man. There's a mint middle. It's almost like a candy that has something different in the middle than what you're eating on the outside. Like you finally get to the middle and chunk, you break through. Like what's the one? How many does it take to get to the bubble gum? And the owl is always how many licks?
It's really cool. No, I'm dizzy.
How many licks does it take to? What was the sucker that?
Did you ever hyperventilate with whiskey?
Yeah, no.
It's not bad.
Anyway, this is interesting. I like it. I didn't think I was gonna like it.
Yeah.
1-year-old 90 proof rye whiskey.
I like it too. I'm not getting
that mint thing is freaking me out.
We're not rocking the black licorice.
No.
And it doesn't even really get super herbal, which is also very common.
That's bizarre.
It's more baking spice than anything.
All right, rinse your glass out.
And then Daniel goes on 5 minutes about his hole.
Because we're moving on to a distillery we've had 5 times before this.
They must have quite a
And we have 3 new ones.
number of variations.
Every time we thought, these guys know what they're doing.
Oh.
They're a winery in Indiana that made wine, and then they started distilling wine products and made like brandy and things like that.
Yes,
and then they started making whiskey.
I remember this because, they're in Indiana.
Starlight.
Sympathies to anybody in Indiana that isn't MGP, because anytime somebody sees made in Indiana on the bottle, they're going to think MGP.
Yes.
That sucks. But also, there's a lot of wineries and breweries that dabble in spirits like whiskey and whatnot. And you can kind of tell it's an afterthought. They're just kind of playing around. But I remember, if it's the same distillery, I remember these guys, winery background. I'm thinking, okay, we'll see. Damn.
Huber's.
Super
Huber
nice,
family.
interesting whiskeys.
Yeah, we thought they did a really good job, and it wasn't like wine people phoning in whiskey. It was they really...
It was like they brought all of the knowledge and experience that they were applying to their wine. They figured out how to translate that to whiskey, which was very exciting.
It is exciting, because often with beer or wineries doing distilled spirits, it's like the stepchild.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got a corn whiskey, a wheat whiskey, and a bourbon.
Hold on, the stepchildren get loved.
I know.
Maybe the ginger stepchild.
No love? No, I think the distilled things get love. They just don't get the same love as the natural born. I'm just kidding. I was trying to take that to its natural conclusion. It was so brutal.
It is.
I couldn't finish the sentence.
It's just you're a bad man.
Yeah.
You're a bad man.
Okay, so we've got corn, wheat, and bourbon.
It's so bad, it's funny. Here's how different Daniel and I are. I would love to camp out there and just explore the comedic brutality.
No, this is just why I don't.
And Daniel wants to just get off it as quickly as possible. Move on, taste the whiskey.
When I joke like that, that's what comes natural, but it's so cruel. And
but it's in jest. There's so many.
It doesn't matter. It's still cruel.
It's a joke.
No, it's not a joke when it's that cruel.
Like, look, we don't have stepchildren watching this show. Stepchildren, step adults maybe. You're loved. Calm down. You're very loved. I love you.
Okay.
Whatever shortfall of love there is,
Jesus.
I will fill.
Rex is going to fill it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, it hurt. Okay. Corn, wheat, and bourbon.
Yes.
So, what do you want to start with? I will tell you, this is a really cool thing. We're getting bottled in bond releases of all of these.
Okay.
That means 100 proof, single distiller, single season of each of these whiskeys.
Just start with the bourbon.
That's cool.
Start with the bourbon.
Start with the bourbon.
Start with the bourbon.
Not the corn.
Start with the bourbon.
Okay. Do we want a new glass for every one of these?
Yes.
Wow. You're welcome, Tommy. What else is he doing with his life?
That's called job security.
Yeah. Well, we got no classes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, man.
5 years old. Look how dark this is.
Ooh, yeah, it smells dark too.
Barrel number 15227, selected by Big Red Liquors.
You know what? It's got that almost an oily wood varnish.
Dude, this is... Look, if somebody had blind poured this for me, I would have bet money it was Texas.
Texas whiskey, yeah.
Yeah, would have bet money this came from Texas.
It just cooked in that heat.
It's that...
Cooked. Yeah.
There's this weird sort of dark burnt molasses note that a lot of Texas whiskeys get.
Yep.
Because of the heat. Lone Elm has it, Garrison has it, Balcones has it often. Not always, but often. It's got that note.
Like a savory.
Yeah.
Heavy.
The sweetness that goes so sweet it becomes savory.
Yeah.
I love the nose.
Yeah, no, here's the thing. What? This is Indiana.
Oh, I forgot. Wait.
Oh.
Here's why. Because it's bourbon finished in a sherry cask.
Hold on, that definitely does something, but I don't think it's contributing everything that's going on in here.
I think that thing that we're talking about is coming from the sherry.
You think?
That dark, musty sherry cask. And that makes it...
I don't know, there's like this oily wood varnish element that I don't
That's the high proof.
But still the darkness. Look, there's a cooked quality to this thing.
Sherry cask. I'm telling you as someone who has been studying sherry recently.
I tell you as somebody who is world renowned for their sherry prowess.
Lord.
You didn't even know they had the Nobel Prize for sherry prowess. And I have won it every single year they have had it. They've had it since...
I had the most brutal comment ever,
yes.
but I can't possibly say it on camera.
Really?
Could not possibly say it on camera. Ask me after we turn it off because it's hilarious.
Just look, here's the thing.
No, can't do it.
Just tell me right now.
No.
We'll edit it out. We'll edit it out.
No, literally.
We'll edit it out.
Literally cannot say it on camera.
I enjoy comedy more.
This is not about comedy. This is a whole other thing. I'm just saying, ask me after we hit stop.
I'm sorry. I tried. Here we go.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Man. They sourced a Texas.
Dude.
They sourced a Texas whiskey.
That is Oloroso sherry cask if I've ever tried a sherry cask. That is nutty.
The dark fruits are showing up.
And dark. No, but here's the thing. Oloroso versus Pedro. Pedro, super dark fruit candy. Oloroso, fruit almond.
Yeah, the almond finish.
Yes.
Yeah.
The almond finish is marking this as Oloroso sherry cask.
Simple syrup, sugared almond melted together.
I wonder if it is Oloroso.
And it just lasts for days.
It's got to be Oloroso.
It lasts for days. Just keeps
That's
going.
freaking amazing.
Wow.
Okay. That might be
the
most scotchy bourbon I've ever had in my life.
Scotchy bourbon?
Yes.
You're saying scotchy bourbon?
Think of that as a scotch.
You're saying scotchy bourbon.
Think of that as a scotch and take a sip again.
I mean, even on the nose. Like, I didn't even get to the sip. Even on the nose, I'm going, bam.
It's still bourbon on the nose.
Cooked American whiskey.
Yes, I get that. But on the palate, if I said this was a super sherry cask Scottish whiskey of some kind, you'd be like, I could totally make that argument. You might question it, but you would eventually begrudgingly agree that it was a weird scotch.
I think we're still in American whiskey, but I think
No, I agree.
if it's going in any other category's direction, it would be going in the direction of Scotch.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a Scotch drinker's introduction into bourbon.
Wow. It's really
Okay,
nice.
I'm going to go ahead and pour each of these and let them breathe a little bit. We're going to move to the wheat whiskey. Keep track of that one.
This is one of the more exciting distilleries, I think, is
Dude, I didn't think so when we first started.
yeah.
But I do now. When we first started, I thought, yeah, this is good. But now, I'm starting to think, I really want to hang out with these guys.
I just want to drink their whiskey. I'm sure they're lovely people. Just want to drink your whiskey.
Okay, let's move to the wheat whiskey next.
I got enough people in my life. If I could cut a few loose, that'd be great.
Well, you got 3 kids. You really only need 2, so you can pick one of them to lose. See, that's the brutal funny. That's where...
And I know which one it would be. No, I'm kidding.
See, this is what happens when I joke like Rex wants me to joke.
It's not serious at all. At all. Come on.
Okay, this one is way more of a... it's so sweet. This is what I expect from a wheat whiskey. Rounded sweetness with a little bit of a grassy plant note.
Yep. Yes to those. I jumped ahead. I was too excited.
The sweetness is it's not a food group, it's flowers.
Yeah. Floral. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a non-edible sweet note.
Even like the stems and the leaves of the flowers. Like
Yeah.
the greenery around it.
Oh, and it's just plain pretty. Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful whiskey.
Mm-hmm. It's
Son of a bitch, these bottled in bonds from Starlight, these just jumped.
Here's the thing. It's what we expect from wheat whiskey.
But
right, like a nice sweetness. It doesn't go crazy in any given direction. It's not overly intense, but it's very, very well executed. Like the balance and the saturation, the vibrance of those flavors.
it's the balance.
Yeah.
This is so balanced.
Yeah.
It's so well-rounded and cohesive. There's no weird variants. There's no gaping holes.
Yeah.
It's just well-rounded and balanced. Man, these guys are jumping up. But I think in my brain I categorize them as good for Indiana.
No, they're good for the U.S.
But now,
I mean, they're good for just whiskey.
yeah, now they're jumping into like, I might put these up there with some of my preferred distilleries.
Oh, yeah.
Like a Westland,
The Traverse City.
Balcones, Traverse City,
Absolutely.
Starlight. I think, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'm going to move into the corn whiskey.
Yep.
Bottled in bond corn whiskey.
So far, the bourbon is more exciting than the wheat. The wheat is really, really nicely done, but the bourbon is taking the win of these 3 so far.
This is Hopi Indian blue corn.
Okay.
Right there.
Blue corn.
Blue corn.
Trying to remember if I have a blue corn reference.
No, I think that Jared was looking at doing blue corn with Balcones.
Yeah.
And they do a blue corn. But I don't know what blue corn they're using.
Right.
It might be the same blue corn.
How many? Yeah, we have no idea how many blue corn varietals there are. If you know, in the comments, let us know. Did you jump to the sip? Did you jump to the sip? You jumped to the sip?
I jumped straight into the sip because the nose was the nose wasn't catching me. It smelled good, but it wasn't jumping out at me because we've had too many things up till now.
Yeah.
So I took a sip to try to just change my
I
palate.
want to give just a quick nose note. It's like a nice dense caramel.
It makes me want to try the Balcones True Blue.
Like a vanilla mixed with caramel on the nose. A vanilla mixed with caramel on the nose. I'm going for the taste now.
Dude. Starlight.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Man.
And then it gets like fruity.
Yeah, and
then sugar. The sugar finish, man.
I
sweet
feel
sugar
bad
finish.
for being so surprised,
Right.
but I would keep these in my house as gold standards of each category.
Yeah. Those,
Now I'm going to go...
Here's the thing. A little pissed off. Because, it's like, don't get me wrong. We're making some really... But damn.
Dude, 5 years, though. They waited 5 years.
5 years. Yeah, we're in it
years
for less
for
than
that.
a year right now.
Yeah, that's
all right.
patience.
But still, honestly, 5 years from now, I would be so thrilled if
And
we were
4 on the
making
corn.
something, if we were making anything at this threshold of
Yeah,
quality.
absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a bar to try to aim for.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm coming back to that sherry cask bourbon.
The bourbon,
and
I think-
Holy shit, I love this so much.
No,
I need to track it down my own bottle of this instead of a vault bottle.
No, the bourbon is definitely something special in a league, a tier above and beyond the other two. And the other two are already a league, a tier above and beyond the average offerings in
Son
each of
of
those
a-
respective categories.
This bourbon
We often
is maybe my favorite bourbon I've ever tried.
It's not often that we completely fanboy out on a whiskey.
Holy crap.
But it's like, that's kind of great.
I wonder what the odds are of me being able to get another one of these bottled in bond sherries.
Oh, I'm going back to the bourbon. Here we go. The bourbon's a nerd.
Look, I know who's selling it.
Okay.
So if I can call them.
Give me all your whiskeys.
Yeah, I will try to find this whiskey
The
again.
bourbon that I think we should say, though, we are in the nerd curve.
Oh, yeah.
Where
This is not classic bourbon.
Right.
This is a Scotch lover's bourbon.
Scotch lovers and also exploration whiskey. It's not something you just sit back and you're throwing back mindlessly while you're doing something else. This is something you pick apart.
There's complexity.
Tremendous amount of complexity. Here's to fighting, stealing, and drinking.
If you fight me, a fight for a friend.
You steal me, you steal your lover's heart.
And if you drink, may you drink with us.
Damn, it's good.
Ah!